Standing by.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Voice Factory Meet the Judges episode take 1.
And AJ, you're live.
Oh, hi there. Welcome to another episode of Voice Factory. We're counting down to when we get to see our top 10 contestants performing on stage in front of the judges for the very first time. My name is AJ Akwakosapo, and today's episode is going to be very interesting. We get to have a sneak peek into the lives of none other than our judges, who they are, what they do, how they unwind, and of course, taking a look at the process that they went through to be able to pick those 10 amazing contestants that will be our finalists for this season. A whole lot more is in store for you as well. We'll be going to get an opportunity, a rare opportunity, to see our music director, the man that will be whipping them in shape until they become the bona fide superstars that they are meant to be. And as well, taking you through how to be a part of the live shows when we start. That is the voting and everything else you need to know, prepping the countdown to the live performance. A lot is in store for you. This show is proudly brought to you by Bettermold and supported by Udine. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at our first judges. Welcome back from that break. Right here on the show, it's proudly sponsored, of course, by Bettermold and Udine. And today on the show, we're going to be getting a rare opportunity to be able to take a look in on our lives of our judges. The very private Kaywa, the very gorgeous Edina, and of course the very energetic and of course bona fide superstar EL. We'll be getting an opportunity to see them behind the fame, behind the what you may know of them and everything else inclusive. Alrighty, so we're gonna go straight into it. And of course, since I'm sitting here looking so lovely, I cannot be on the ground, and the one who is Osei Kwame. And Osei Kwame is seated with Kaywa and ready to get into it. Take it away, Osei Kwame.
I don't know what I'm talking about. That's a Kaywa. It's number one entertainment.
Charlie,
welcome, Charlie. To a small corner.
Really?
Yeah.
So, how it is?
How you know when we day?
Charlie, it's cool though.
We did on like small on a small level.
Yeah. So.
Welcome though. They can't hear. You won't record.
I mean,
songs,
no. Me.
You want to record your latest.
I want to see. I go do some small narration.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome to my little corner. Yeah.
Kaywa.
Come on. Welcome.
I did, Charlie.
Nice one.
So run us through what a typical day for you is like.
Well, I don't wake up early, so my day actually starts from the afternoon. I mean, so like.
When you say you don't wake up early, like what time?
I wake up. I don't sleep early, so I don't wake up early.
Okay.
So I wake up for about 10 o'clock. And then get ready to come to the studio. So let's say from about my recording session starts from 12.
Okay.
12 p.m. And so then I'm in the studio till I am tired. And then
So recording sessions starting at 12.
Yeah.
You mean is this by appointment, or when you have stuff, your own things you're recording?
Usually I do a lot of mixing and mastering.
Okay.
But I also produce music too. So I mean, based on how I fix my appointments, I know what to do on Monday, what to do on Tuesday, and then usually Mondays I'm out of the studio. So from Tuesday till Friday. So I don't play. I do work plenty.
Okay. So speaking of outside the studio, so outside music,
Yeah.
who is Kaywa? Because you say Mondays you're outside the studio. What
Yeah.
exactly are you doing outside the studio? And outside music, who is Kaywa?
Oh well, usually I'm a church boy, you know that,
Uh-huh.
and I sleep in church. I think church. I do everything church. So if I'm not in the studio, you will find me in the church or in my house.
That's all it is.
Yeah. You're not gonna find me anywhere. Maybe some events, but events cry, Charlie. So
Wow.
you can easily predict who I am.
Uh-huh.
I always love to get knowledge, acquire knowledge. So I love to be in my small corner so I can acquire knowledge, to do what I do. Yeah.
So church and music studio. Kaywa doesn't do any business apart from church and music.
Oh, cool down. That one day. It's not for the cameras. That one I say, a day.
Okay.
Yeah. Music is a passion. I am very passionate about it, and that's why nothing can make me stop it. And I'm also very passionate about the things of God.
And no other interest?
That one is not for the camera.
It's not for the camera.
Nobody say we sell cocaine and we and things.
Okay. So let's get back to your work in music. So apart from production or you being at church, you are a very sought after judge.
I know.
I mean, many music competitions. What do you think makes you such a sought after person in such a sphere?
What I believe is honesty. I mean, if it's A is A, you understand? That's me. If you really qualify, I will qualify you. If you're not too good, I will let you know. You see, if you watch some of the episodes of Voice Factory, there are people I told them that you're strictly not a singer. You perhaps love music. So I tell the truth. I build the truth. I build artists too from the truth. You see, so perhaps that's the reason why. And I always stand for quality, not quantity. And so in everything, in my business, right, my music business, in judging, everybody knows that, Charlie, this guy, we can't tell you, say me this. I'll tell you the truth.
And some say you're a bit harsh.
You see
How do you feel when the truth they say stings, and sometimes you have to soften it up a bit. The person may not be up to par, but how do you feel when you tell them the way you tell them?
I believe that, sometimes it's a bit, I don't understand why you want to be part of a competition and you're not prepared. You hear a commercial of a certain competition and it's rolled for perhaps 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And you come and you sound like somebody who doesn't even know what he's doing.
Some people, I think, are interested in the thing, and they feel this is a platform for them to get the chance to get some polishing, but they feel they have the potential.
It's not only the polishing, it's making stars out of a polishing.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. And so we don't remain at the polishing.
Yeah.
We go beyond polishing, to make stars out of that. So when you are good, me, I'll comment. It's unfortunate they don't talk about my good side.
What is your good side?
I commend you when you're good.
Yes, but that's just commending. That's one part of your good side.
I help. Just today, I actually picked somebody from nowhere and I said, come to the studio, let's do something for you. Because I just heard him singing and I was so amazed. So you see, but you don't a good one, no?
Yeah,
they're not gonna mention him. The one, I'm just honest.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
If it's not good.
So what do you think is the one thing that makes an excellent musician?
Well,
what's the secret?
You ought to have I'm not saying give me the best voice. Have some level of quality in your vocal ability, and then until recently, one area that I think has to be hammered until every musician gets right in Ghana is the business aspect. So you see the show, a lot of people are interested in the show.
Yeah.
If you pick at random, let's say 10 artists, pick and ask about, do you understand show business?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised that they are excited about the show. Nothing
They just
about
want to be famous. They just want to be
They'll
out
be there and
But they
nothing
don't-
about the business. You understand? It's unfortunate. So you ought to also you need to steady learn about that. So when I'm talking to you, one of the things I'll find out is that Charlie he doesn't know where he's going to.
Okay. So before a musician comes to you,
Yeah.
you would hope that they'll be interested in every aspect of being a musician.
I will educate you. I'll tell you that listen, it's not just about the vocal, not just about the nice voice.
Yeah.
Not just about singing to attract some people, some fans here
Yeah.
and there. It's singing so that in the near future you make some money out of what you're singing.
Yeah.
Yes. So I also look at that very much.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to Voice Factory.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that surprised you?
Charlie, hey. I just mentioned it, and I'll say it again. Somebody comes to stand there and even forgets their lyrics.
Forgets the show they're coming to.
The show, you see cameras staring at you. When I see camera here, boss, I had a shake. I want to get it right and come. And you are singing some different lyrics, like a remix. You see, and sometimes I'm surprised. Are they serious at all? Do you really want to do this? You know, so sometimes it surprises me. It's, you know, and that can, to a large extent, you know, make you sound like, Charlie, you're not serious. You have to be serious. Let's do that thing.
Yeah.
Vim lick vim.
What is the one key thing you're looking out for? There's one key thing you're looking out for
In life?
in the competition.
Oh, Charlie, excellence. Excellence in vocal ability. Excellence in even general music. Mm-hmm. Because that's what we're pushing Ghana to. Okay, we're pushing, and this is necessary. And I can always say I'm proud of the fact that I've been part of new stuff.
Yeah.
You understand? I've been part of bringing Afrobeat. If you check when we started producing Afrobeat, I'm very excited about it. I actually lectured in a university in the UK because of Afrobeat.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the experience like?
Oh yeah, on top of my acre. When I was even going to the school alone,
Yeah.
cameras all over. They made me feel like I'm a superstar.
But you are a superstar.
Oh no, me, I know you reach there.
You're a superstar.
So when I was Charlie, so I felt that Charlie, this is the thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I had produced a couple of ones, but I think it was Column. You remember that song by Bookback?
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw Chinese children singing the song. I saw Charlie. People were just excited about it.
Yeah.
You know, so Charlie.
So going through these competitions, judging and sipping through, you know, talents and all. You think there is hope for the industry?
Yeah, there's too much hope. I'm always very sad when I hear that somebody is saying perhaps they have thrown away high life, so Charlie, there's no hope and things. No. We've come from somewhere, from the palm wine music into the high life, the live band one, into the bugger high life, into the then hip life. Then we moved into Azonto. It's when we got to Azonto.
Yeah.
Then they thought, Charlie, I said, you know. But Azonto and the stuff, they've all come to elevate Ghanaian music, all right? So I believe that even when Osibisa came up, some high life artists then would have been saying, Charlie, they are spoiling the music. That's not how we do high life.
Yeah.
No, Charlie, they are spoiling Ghanaian music. But we are moving. You can say it's perhaps on a slow pace, all right, when you want to compare us to maybe perhaps another nation or something. But I believe that in no time, in due time, Charlie, we will sport there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm gonna let you sign off. What are your final words, your expectations for the competition, and then what people should look out for?
I'm believing that by the end of Voice Factory, we'll have a star out of it. And it's possible. You know, a star who's touring the whole world, making Ghana proud, not just Citi TV or even the Citi FM or whatever proud, but a star who is going to make Ghana proud, you know, sign great deals, get great videos out there. Charlie, to make all of us proud and happy. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
we will get it.
Yeah. It's been good talking to you, man.
It's been awesome having you.
Yeah.
Good.
And that was a very interesting conversation with Kaywa. Very insightful. Nice to know the man behind the name and the brand, and highly spiritual. No wonder that is his moniker, because truly the man spends every waking minute in the house of God. Now, moving away from one judge to another, the very beautiful, very charismatic Edina Bright Davis. So she's truly a lady through and through, and it'll be nice to get to know her beyond what we see on TV. Take a look at Edina.
Creation testifies of the wonder of your love.
So for those people who are going to be watching and hearing the name Edina Bright Davis, who is Edina Bright Davis?
Edina Bright Davis.
Yeah.
A worship leader. I always start with that. I'm a worship leader, an entrepreneur, a teacher, and I see myself as a bit of a coach as well. I do quite a bit of that. I'm involved in a lot of youth ministries. That's my heartbeat. I kind of stumbled upon that somewhere, maybe some 15 years ago, and that became a passion. And I realized that I was actually quite good at it. I terrorize them, but they love me for it. Yeah, just developing youth ministries, but primarily a worship leader. I write songs. I love to teach.
So a writer as well?
Yes, I do.
Right. So how was it like for you growing up?
Oh, I've come from a musical family.
Oh, okay.
Nearly everybody sings. And my father writes as well. He writes more folk music.
Right.
Mom sings. And I remember as a young kid, my mom sang in church one day, and I thought, I'd like to sing like that when I grow up. But I mean, growing up, that early, yeah. So, I mean, I actually don't have any memories of Sunday school. Because I think as early as the age of maybe 8, I was following mom singing with the choir. So I was one of the young kids that just...
Who never experienced Sunday school.
Sunday school. So, do you remember any Sunday school songs?
You were thrown into the adults' way, Sunday school songs. So you're going to put me on the spot.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, so I kind of just follow my sister when she sings all these Sunday school. I missed all that because I was with the adults, doing all the singing and all that. But I loved it.
How many siblings do you have?
9 of us.
9?
Yes, I have 6 brothers. And
2 sisters.
Yes.
So what was the experience like growing in a big family like that?
It
Which number are you?
Number 6.
Number 6?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Special number, yeah.
Yeah. So how was it like growing in such a big family?
It was great. I mean, there were people around all the time. We had cousins and uncles, and it was just one great big... I mean, I think at some point I wasn't sure who was a brother or a sister. I mean, everybody was just there. Yeah. My parents loved the family, so the extended family was around, and like I said, at some point you didn't know who was who. You were just brothers and sisters, and we grew up in a protected kind of family. And so that was my experience growing up. We got around, did our singing, and we're noted for that actually. We do a lot of singing. So where you would have maybe a birthday party and music playing, we would have a keyboard and people singing.
Right.
So that was pretty much it, But from a pretty regimental background though, because Dad's retired, but he's still a policeman. Don't say that I said that. So
he's probably gonna watch it on TV.
maybe. Yeah. I'm sure he's gonna watch it anyway. Yeah. So that was our kind of. At some point, everybody was in a boarding school, so we looked forward to coming back
home,
and then catching up on what happened in your school and that kind of thing. So it was fun growing up.
That's nice. You mentioned a lot of things. You said you are an entrepreneur, you're a teacher, you're a writer, you're a coach.
Let's take a look at all these things. How do you manage to do all these things? What's a day like?
A day in the life of Edina. So I actually recently added one more thing.
Which is?
I go to the gym.
Oh, okay.
And I've just, given myself to this person who has a torture chamber, and I, give myself to that kind of environment every morning. But it's been great, We're pushing a certain age, so it's good to keep fit. But generally, my day starts, I'll do that, come into work. So one of the things I do is I have a shop in East Legon. I make probiotic yogurt, the best yogurt in the country, actually. So you should try it.
I will.
So that kind of takes up my Monday to Friday. And then the weekends kind of go into choir practices and rehearsals, or maybe if I have an event somewhere, then I'll do that. I also help my husband with his business, so and then take care of the parents, make sure they're okay. So yeah, that's pretty much my week. I mean, I'm trying to summarize it, but it kind of takes me from one end of Accra to the other, driving around.
Right. So when you say coaching, what exactly?
So I do a bit of vocal coaching, and then some life coaching. I'm involved in quite a lot of young. I work with a lot of young people.
Yeah.
So it's just getting them, maybe teaching work ethics and just the little life lessons I have to set them on course, to do whatever they believe they've been called to do, and just being there to guide. But then also like teaching in terms of music.
Yeah.
So I have a little group called Edina, and it's all young people.
Right. And this happens on the weekends.
So most of my weekends are taken up with that kind of.
Your Monday to Friday is taken up. Your weekend is taken up. What does Edina do for fun?
I like the movies.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would probably catch a movie on Sunday evening. That is my chill. Don't do anything. Just drive to Wager and go and catch a movie or something.
What kind of movies does Edina like?
I like espionage. I like,
action
movies. Yeah. So that's me. You'd catch me watching most of those things. I like some of the Marvel stuff. But I tried to watch Endgame. I just couldn't make head and tail of it because I don't.
Wait, you hadn't seen the previous ones? Is that
exactly. So I missed a few. So that just didn't work for me.
Okay.
Honestly, I mean, it's the first time I went to watch a movie and then I walked out.
You shouldn't say this anyway.
I know. I couldn't piece it all together, and I thought this is really painful. I have to watch it at home.
Yes,
and
you
then
have.
Maybe get into it.
Okay. So from movies, let's go back to music. Voice Factory. I mean, what was it like for you this season?
This season has been. I mean, I said this season has been a mixed bag for me, because I also felt, because the age range was capped, we didn't get maybe a huge variety, or of voices,
a wide range
of voices.
Yeah.
Having said that, just watching the series back, we had some good people. There are people who probably didn't make the cut, but had a lot of potential, and there are people I really would love to get my hands on and work with. So some of them just need coaching, but of course it's a competition, so they probably didn't make their cut. And if they're listening, they shouldn't feel so bad. It was quite, it was hard. It was from about 100 people, scaling down right to 10. So people didn't have any chance to, they didn't have a second chance to prove themselves. But some of them were quite good. But watching the whole thing again, I realized that we got some good people who just unfortunately didn't make the cut. But they shouldn't feel bad. They should come and see me. I've got.
So for you, when you say that, what do you look out for as a judge?
I'm looking out for, sometimes with these competitions, they're looking out for, commercial
viability,
and a certain kind of stage presence and all that. Yes, that is necessary, but sometimes people don't have that from the onset.
Yeah.
So they just need somebody to coach them into that place. I mean, I'm a perfect example of that. I mean, I was singing forever, but there was a particular time in my life where it was a song I was given to do in the choir, and that was when I found my voice. I knew where it was, if that makes any sense to you. So I was like, okay, so this is how,
yeah.
I can do this or get there. And then from there, I, built on it. So because of that experience, I know that I can always, get the voice out of, somebody else. I can listen to them and think, oh, okay, there's something there. And then it'll probably just take time and get it out of them,
Yeah.
And I've had the opportunity, because I work with young people, I
Yeah.
tend to work with raw talent. Most of them don't even know they can sing, and sometimes parents don't even know their kids have that kind of voice. But I'll listen to them and think, okay, there's something there, and then you start working with them, and then they build confidence, and yeah.
So for you as a judge, how difficult was it to come up with the top 10?
It was dealing with young people, you've got to be so careful, because some of them are so broken. It may take them forever to pick themselves up again, which is why I said, just watching the tape back again,
Yeah.
I saw that there were so many of them that had great potential, but maybe hadn't had time to have that skill honed. And so they shouldn't feel bad at all. You've got to work at it. I know people who are tone deaf. I mean, I said if you gave them a note in a bucket, they couldn't hold it. But, they just apply themselves.
Yeah.
And today they sound better. They're able to sing in part. So just listening to that group, it was difficult. I mean, we could have chosen about 20 out of the lot. But so you had to go back, listen to it again, and then totally just skim everything. Okay, so this person has this and this person has that. And then, so you had to take so many different factors into consideration to just come up with that top 10. So it was a little bit difficult. Somebody might think, we just picked it up, but it wasn't that easy. Because you're looking to hear, like I said, you're looking to hear potential as well.
Yeah.
That can be developed. Yeah.
And so what advice would you give to the top 10? Because now the competition is about to set off.
Yeah.
It's going to be a full season. Somebody has to win at some point, and they have to grow.
They have to grow.
Yeah. So what advice would you?
One of the first things I say to young people, just listen. So listen to your coach. Listen to the music director. Give time to song choices, because song choices are everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Whitney Houston sang the right songs. So when you heard her, she sounded great.
All the time.
All the time. I mean, she was a great singer, but, she always sang the right songs. So that's important to know. Don't go and pick a Beyonce or Rihanna you can't deliver. It's not about how common the song is or how popular the song is. Choose the right songs. Make sure you understand, you feel it, you're into it. I mean, I think they're going to be singing, they're going to have themed weeks.
Yes.
So, take your time, have a listen. But listen to your coach, listen to the music director, and you'll be fine. Sometimes there's the tendency to, no, I know I can do this song, When I sang it, my mother said, exactly. And my mom said I sound really great.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Okay.
So that's my advice to them. But work hard. Know your lyrics. Get into the song. Get into the mind of the writer. Now, thank God we have YouTube. We have Google. Read up a little bit about why they wrote the song, the reason behind the song, and that would help how you deliver. So delivery is everything, because that's what everybody's going to be judged on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been wonderful talking to you,
Same here.
and we hope we're going to have a wonderful season as well.
I'm sure it's going to be great. Looking forward to it.
Great.
So So for those that didn't know about Edina, there you have it. Truly a lady through and through. Now from Edina to EL, the very incredible, talented, he's a rapper, he's a music producer, and truly one of our most interesting judges ever. The man EL is next right here on the show.
So, EL, thanks for having us, man.
Yo, it's my pleasure, man.
All right, so when people hear the name EL,
Yeah.
some, refer to you as a rapper, some say you're a singer,
Yeah.
producer. How difficult is it juggling all these things, man?
It's not difficult. It's actually easier than the rest because, you have different pots to always experiment with, to put your hands in.
Yeah.
So if I come out and say I'm just a rapper, that means every time I have to figure out a rap. If I say I'm a singer, the same thing. But it just goes according to the moods that I'm in, and it makes me decide what I feel like doing today. And that's how come I'm multifaceted, because I free myself from the bonds of genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And would you say it has brought more good than, because there's the stress. The more you have, to whom more is given, more is expected.
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
I think I've managed pretty well. It's about two things. It's about balancing what the fans want and what you want.
Yeah.
And I've learned more and more to give the fans what I feel is relevant to me as an individual and as an artist at that time. So I've learned to just go with the flow,
And listen to your guts.
And listen to my guts, exactly.
Right.
And it's made my work so much easier for me.
Yeah.
As opposed to try and figure out, okay, what is the current demand or something. I cater to that too, but I do it in a way that's satisfactory to both me and hopefully the fans.
How has that worked so far?
Great. I love it. It gives me so much more freedom, to be an artist. I've come to realize there's a difference between an artist and an entertainer. And
what is the difference?
Oh, entertainers are entertainers. Their whole gig is, an entertainer's whole gig is to do whatever it takes to cause, what's the word? To cause reactions. To cause as much
happiness for the
happiness
people.
Or as much news or as much whatever. But mine is not so much that. Mine is just I love making music. So I'm a musician. I'm an artist.
Yeah. So for very talented artists, I've come to find that a lot of them have a certain bane, if I should say, a weakness that always make people not understand them very well.
Yeah.
What is EL's bane?
My bane might be education.
Too educated.
Yeah. Not too educated, but educated to a level whereby your expression you begin to lose touch when it comes to expression with the people, because we unfortunately live in a place where not too many people have access to a lot of information.
Yeah.
And when you've been exposed to that information, you act a certain kind of way, you react, you speak a certain kind of way. And so if you want to impact the masses, you're going to have to dumb all that down, because they might not have had that exposure, that experience. So I find myself trying to balance it out.
because I'm trying to cater to as many people as possible. So depending on who I'm trying to cater to at a point in time, I have to tailor my expressions, you know.
How does that make you feel? I mean, how does that affect your interpersonal relationship with people?
It's exciting. It's exciting. I once did an interview on one of the very local radio stations, which a friend of mine put me up to, and he said, "I like the way you switched to, you know,
you're a chameleon. You
have to learn. You have to learn how to be a chameleon, how to switch, and maybe sometimes dumb it down so that people can understand you. It's usually more of a political thing. It's politics."
That's good. So I'm interested in knowing where this interest in wanting to see other people grow in terms of the music, for example, coming on to Voice Factory. How has the experience been so far?
It's been good. Like you said, I have a very deep desire to see the underdog win. I have a very deep desire to see people who not necessarily fit the status quo as what is in demand at that time win, you know. So that's one of the reasons I actually signed up for this. One of the reasons I also do it is because I have this studio. VO Nation is like a house for unearthing talent.
Okay.
So a lot of artists who come here, I don't charge them anything. A lot of artists who I come across, who come to VO Nation, and I see that, oh, this guy is good. I don't charge you for studio time. I don't charge you for anything. I just say, come work and grow your, hone in your craft. So that's something that I saw that that Voice Factory was also trying to put together, and it just appeals to my whole thing, my whole psyche, the way I do my stuff. So.
And staying on Voice Factory, how difficult was it to actually select the top 10? How difficult was it? Because a lot of talents pass through.
Yeah, a lot of talents pass through. It's a balance between what you want personally, because I have my personal taste, my own personal preferences, what I want to listen to all day, and what I think everybody else also might appreciate. So it's trying to strike a fair balance between my selfish needs
or wants,
and what I think would do well for the general collective, and so that was my personal struggle. There are people who came, and I'll see them sing, rap, and I'm like, if you give this guy just 6 months, or if you train him or try and help him to hone in his craft, in the next 4 months he'll be undeniable, but time won't allow us to do all those things, so it's sad. Some people I had to let them go, but I think we did a pretty good job. Big ups to Citi TV, because they put together a really good panel. And big ups to Voice Factory as well. They are completely competent. So I think we did a pretty good job.
Okay, so moving forward, I'm interested in what you're expecting, or what advice would I say, would you give to those who made it to the top 10?
I'd say start working extremely hard. Get a mirror. A mirror, yes. Get a full-bodied mirror and watch yourself sing, watch yourself perform. That is one of the biggest secrets that any artist will tell you, because once you're out there in the public eye, they are looking at you. You should know what they are looking at. If you know what they are looking at, you're able to tailor yourself to a certain point where you are desired even more. It's all about desirability. It's all about how bad do they want you to win, how bad do they want you to prosper as an artist. So get a mirror, hone in your craft. I always say that. Train your voice, get as much training and information as possible, and then pack your guns and be as confident as you could possibly be. And victory is yours.
And I'm looking at also, after they are done with this competition, I mean, the business side, people don't really talk about the business side of the music.
It's really important.
What would you say they should, basics, like one thing you should know?
I would say Voice Factory is not the absolute end of anybody who takes part of it. It's actually a stepping stone to greater things. These are all very young performers. We have an age range which we went with, which guarantee that we had very budding talents who have a lot of road ahead of them. So this is definitely just the beginning. So I'd say to every person who had the great fortune of taking part and being selected for Voice Factory, start planning 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now. After Voice Factory, what do you aim to achieve? And start working towards that. But before you do that, get as much information as possible about how the industry works and the things that you need to put together to make you a successful business person.
So obviously you have a lot of experience. You've built yourself up
Right.
over the years. What do you look out for in music talent?
I just look out for people who, it depends on what you want to achieve as a music talent. Some people want to blow up beyond recognition. Some people just want to make music for themselves.
Yeah.
Some people want to make music for their small circles. So it depends on what you want. But
in relation to the contestants,
in relation to the contestants we have, I think they want recognition. I think they want to go as far as they possibly can. They want world dominance.
Yeah.
What I advise them is to, I always say this, educate yourself. Because knowledge is power. And what they seek is power. All they're looking for is power. And the power comes from their voice.
Mm-hmm.
The power to be able to make people react a certain kind of way when they sing. So once you get the knowledge, you're going to be able to achieve all the power that you desire. So you get the knowledge on stuff like copyright, like stuff like even production, all the technical things that come into play. You just need to know enough about every single aspect of making music. And then you yourself become a powerhouse. So educate yourself. And then don't listen to what people say, because a lot of people can tell you how to do it. Meanwhile, they've never done it.
Done it before.
So just go with your gut. I mean, with go with what your gut tells you, and be as confident as you can.
And what gets you when you listen to them? What gets you when you listen to somebody for the first time? What makes you say, "Oh no, wait, this is it. This is one person"?
Yeah, it's a combination of things. Me personally, I look for a different vibe. I've heard a lot of music in my life.
Yeah.
Like I've listened to a lot of, from rock, some soft rock to punk to country music, R&B, rap, everything.
Heavy metal,
everything. I used to love Marilyn Manson for some reason, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking for something that I haven't felt before. And there are a lot of artists, some artists who I meet who actually, like yesterday I met an artist who raps. And I'd never heard anybody rap like that, like at least for a long time.
Yeah.
So when he started playing his stuff, I was like, yes, this gives me
is it.
goosebumps. So I guess I'm looking for goosebumps. Just something that rubs me a certain kind of way. I'm like, wow, this should be heard by a lot more people, because there's a lot of people who copy these days, and carbon copies.
Originality is difficult to find.
It's difficult to find. So somebody who can be as original and give me a vibe that I haven't felt. Me personally, that's what I'm looking for.
Right. So let's bring it to the short term.
Yeah.
What are your expectations
My expectations for Voice Factory?
Yeah, for the season.
I'm hoping that we crown one of the biggest talents to ever come out of GH.
Yeah.
I was able to experience them firsthand, and we have some incredible talents in there. I'm really excited to see how far we take the whole movement. And how far we get. I'm also excited to see the growth process, because many people might not realize it, but when we see these talents, they are very raw. They are very, they are like diamonds in the rough.
Yeah.
So we're about to unearth them, we're about to polish them off, and they will see from the very beginning and the end, they'll see the change that they've gone through, and I'm excited to be a part of that as well. Yeah.
It's been awesome talking to you, and
Same here, my brother.
looking forward
Same here, bro.
to a great season.
Yeah, let's
Looking
do it.
forward to a great season.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right.
Now, that was a very interesting sneak peek into the lives of our judges. Well, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, even more is in store for you. What about our music director? Yeah, he's the one that is honing their skills and making them into the superstars that they were born to be. He's up next right here on the show. Oh, well, so you're tuned into Voice Factory, where we get to meet our judges. That is what we're doing this episode. The show is probably brought to you by Bettermalt and Woodine. Now, after getting familiar with our judges, it's time to move on to our musical director. Of course, as you clearly realize, we weren't going to leave the contestants to just willow around and then try and figure out their sound. No, we have someone equally talented who's going to help them navigate the tricky waters of Voice Factory. He is the CEO of Musical Lunatics and our music director for Voice Factory 2019.
Is a music fanatic. Love of music. Music is what I do. Studying music from secondary school all the way to uni. So I have a diploma in music and then a degree in music and theatre arts. Yes, so I'm a music producer, as you said, and I have a band, the Musical Lunatics, which comprises of 8 to 10 members, huntsmen, keyboardists, bassists, guitarists, percussionists, singers. Yeah, that's me. I'm in my 30s, if you care to know. Yes, and I'm single. I'm not married. Okay, so since I did theatre arts in uni, I also have a bit of an acting background, so that's one thing I also like, and also a bit of stage craft stuff. I love aesthetics, so I'm very particular about what happens around, so yes, that's another interest of mine, and a little bit of dancing. Yeah, but please don't ask me to dance because I'm not going to. So I was one of the judges for the pre-audition stages for the Voice Factory, and I think a few of them blew me away with their vocals and their singing, basically. Majority didn't actually make that cut-off point for me, but I'm happy I'm seeing those who actually did well or really sang well in the final 10. So yes, so when the top 10 list came out, I was pretty much happy. I would say 90% happy, because most of them that I expected to actually make it were on that list. And for past few weeks, working with them has been pretty much amazing. Getting to know each and every one personally, and also finding out how their relation with music has been, or is still being, has been pretty much good. They need a lot of work, since most of them haven't really gone through this kind of system before. They love music, they love singing, but with a very creative, professional part of it, they lack a bit of that. So that's what we actually putting them through, getting them to get all those things. And so far it's been good. It's really, really good. And I can hear a lot of potential in a lot of them. And I'm sure they are going to blow you away, like during the first performances. Yes, but we still have work to do, So let's see what happens. Challenges with the contestants. Well, I have to go deep into the music side vocally. With breath control, some have issues with pitch, some have issues with confidence, some have issues with performance. Those things actually count when you're in such a competition. It's not just your voice. The way you even carry yourself on stage is another thing. So that's one of the challenges we're facing. Some too are not time conscious. And that's not good, because music is a discipline. You need to be there when you say you have to be there, you know. So that's one of the challenges. Yeah, coaching fresh talents. The thing is, everybody's unique. The process for each person is going to be different, and it's sometimes difficult because you need to get to know the person inside out, you know, to some extent, and know the person's background, know where the person is actually coming from and their influences, you know, musically, because a lot of artists influence a lot of singers, especially when they're fresh, you know. So it can be very difficult at some point, but when you get to know them, you know what to do, because as a music director, you should practically listen wide, you know, and know what fits who and what fits who and what fits who and what fits that, or what doesn't fit who. You get it? So for me, I feel it's 50-50. It can be difficult. It can be pretty easy, you know, especially if the person has a bit of experience, you know, with singing. It can be pretty much easy. But when they're very, 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 very fresh, you need to guide them through all the processes and all those things. So I'll say it's a 50-50 thing. Not too difficult, not too easy. It's just in the middle. Who is a good coach? This question. You guys have locked me in a big corner. A good coach is someone who can actually tell the potential of a singer, also what kind of voice range the person has. Because if the person has a voice range, let's say from C2 to C4, you can't give that person a song that is, the range is between C3 and C5. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're trying to push the person to a place that the voice is actually not ready for, you know, and that can damage the person's voice. So that is one aspect for someone who is a good coach, to be able to tell what your vocal range is and also help you to increase that vocal range. Secondly, I think for someone to be a good voice coach, should understand music, should be able to play even a musical instrument. You know, it's very important, because music actually is related, melody is related to chords, you know. So if you can actually play an instrument, it's a plus. Like, it makes you a really, really good music coach or music director, because you understand the music, you know. So I will go for these two things. Like, that is very important. And also to kind of draw the person in. You're more of like a manager, sort of a vocal manager, you know. Singers go through it. They are humans, right? So you should be able to kind of relate to them, understand where they are coming from, what is actually bothering them at some point in time, and also know how to shape those things up and try and encourage them, you know, when they're not getting something. Sometimes you have to be hard, sometimes you have to be soft, you know. So it's just a balance. So yeah, I think I've got 3. So that's my opinion. Others might disagree, but that's my opinion of a good voice coach. Yeah. My strategy to bring out the best out of the top 10. There's so many strategies. As I mentioned early on, everyone is different, right? So for me, first thing is I need to make sure you're ready for what you're coming for. You know, you're not just coming in to walk around and then go away. You came for a vocal competition. It's a voice competition. So the first thing that should be it is the voice, and that's what I'm going to look at. You know, you need to be on point. You need to be really ready for voice singing. That's what I'll look for. And I will push you. Like, I'm not going to listen. I don't like excuses in my rehearsals. So I'm going to, like, be hard on you, you know, from the onset. And then when I realize you're actually learning, then I lay back a bit and see what you can do, you know. So for my rehearsals, it's like boom, 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 really hard, really, really hard. I don't joke around with my rehearsals at all. So that's one of my strategies. And also when I'm done with that, I pull you in and ask you what your difficulties are or what you're facing. Why aren't you able to do this and do this? I advise you about that. We tried a couple of times and then, boom, it works like magic. So yeah, that's my strategy. And last thing, before I forget, when I say learn a song, it doesn't mean go and listen to the song and do and come. You are learning every single arrangement in the song. Even if it's anything, you need to know. You need to know that this is it. You know, like learn the song and learn the song before you come for my rehearsal. You know, and if you don't do that to me, I'll let you learn it there and then. Yeah, exactly. So.
Now, that was a truly interesting sneak peek into the life of our musical director, the guy that is going to help them get to the top. So if they don't do well, don't blame him, though. It's not his fault, though, but he's going to try his very best to ensure that they are in tip-top shape every time they get onto the stage and perform for you. Now, if you're wondering about how you can get involved during the live performances, well, it's very simple. Via voting. By voting, you can be able to keep your favorite in the competition all the way through to the finale. How will you do that? Well, you're asking. Well, it's very simple. Via a short code. So it's *447 *973 #. So that's *447 *973 #. That is the magic number to keep your favorite in the competition. Next week, when we come, we'll be giving you a look at our amazing top 10 contestants, getting to sit with them and actually have a conversation, and hopefully they'll be able to convince you why you should be on team whoever or whomever. Then you can be able to help get their dreams or make their dreams a reality. My name is AJ Akoakosapa. It's been a pleasure being here, and it's been fun getting to know our judges. Next week, we get to see our contestants, and then on the 29th of June, the live performance begins. Until I come your way again, take care of yourselves and each other, and keep watching Citi TV.
Thank you.